Hey y'all. All right. After the storms, there's some carnage going on in the garden, but these are tough, resilient plants, so they're still hanging in there. But we got another 5 days of rain coming next week. So anyway, we'll show you what's going on, but I think we're going to do our final harvest. So today's Friday, so then Monday, Tuesday, and then I think we're going to call this a season. This has been the most insanely early rain. We've just gotten almost every week different rainstorm come through. So not super ideal for cannabis, but we've stayed ahead of it. We've locked in really good material, and just want to show you now the final plants. So all these Southeast Asian plants though we're going to be able to harvest some of these where they're getting pretty close to being ready. We got brown hairs, we got fully developed trichomes. We'll show you that in a minute. And so it may not be peak, but we can at least get the essence of the plant. So first of all, right here, this is a Mung Tongue from Laos. And by the way, we got heavy rain, but then on top of that, we got wind, like really heavy wind that actually knocked one of our giant skeletons over. So the wind was really whipping through here, and these plants, yeah, it was pretty brutal. You can see some carnage over here. We did lose some branches, and we're just kind of barely having these plants hanging on. So I'll show you real quick. Here's a Mung Tongue from Laos. This one we're not harvesting today. We're going to give this like 3 or 4 more days to try and squeeze as much ripeness out of these as possible. We'll show you another Mung Tongue in a minute, or in a second here. We got caterpillars showing up now, so I'm just taking a little damage. But let's look at this one. So this one's a little further along. And then we're going to show you the Thai tiger tail and Thai lemon and a few other cool plants. Were you able to do that zoom little trick? Okay, and then so some more Mung Tongue. And that's kind of how this works is this is an R&D garden. And some years, everything works out perfectly and we go all the way to Thanksgiving and everything hangs in there. And then some years, we get all kinds of storms. This year has been freakishly rainy this early in the year. But still, these plants are hanging in there. Here's a Thai tiger tail. This one's nowhere near ready. But we have another tiger tail that's a little further along. Yeah, and by the way, these plants, a lot of them, because we got a few inches of rain, plus we were getting 20, 30 mile an hour gusts of wind. So it was pretty brutal conditions, but then had to prop all these plants back up, and we lost some branches. But okay, so that's tiger tail, and yeah, this is just a huge. There's so much plant here going on. It's just, yeah, it's a lot, but this is straight from Thailand. Prempave. So this is straight from Thailand, seed right to here. So yeah, it's doing its first initial sort of generation of freaking out that it's no longer in Kansas, it's no longer in Thailand. Yeah, very different conditions. So it actually did pretty well for such a culture and environmental shock. Here's another tiger tail. Yeah, and still, I think there's a tiger tail up here that I'll show you that's a little further along. I do want to show you these Thai lemons now. These are actually, a little further along. Here's, yeah, like here, right here, this is getting nice and close, it could obviously go probably two weeks longer, But we'll probably harvest this in about 3 days. We'll give them, it's amazing how fast they start finishing up. Yeah, and the other danger we're getting is, wow. Yeah, that's like a musky incense, but very lemony too. Really, really nice. But we get frost too, so it's starting to get cold, and frost can really be a killer for these tropical plants. They don't deal with frost too well. Here's another Thai lemon. Yeah, I wish we didn't have that. We've got 5 days of rain coming next week, so yeah, I wish these could go, you know, like 2 more weeks. These would be really sweet. But anyway, here's another, and I don't know if the angle, if you want to get from this side with the sun glistening, but we definitely have trichomes. Also, actually, so the Philippines, Lagan. These are looking real trippy and really good. I think we're actually going to be able to harvest these soon, like in the next day or two. And they're actually looking real good and smelling real good. And did you get this one here? This one. They're so trippy. Oh, great. Here comes another airplane. Every time we start videotaping, the stupid plane flies over. Oh, wow. Really wild. Hi. Anyway, and unfortunately this phone, for some reason, it sounds really loud. But it's so quiet here that it's a little disruptive. But anyway, we'll roll with it. I'm not going to freak out about that. I just wish they weren't here, but oh well. All right, actually, let's go up here. All right, this is probably the furthest along, most developed. So let's, yeah, so here we have, these are Thai lemon. So this is probably the furthest along. And just because of our time, and today's Friday, we've got folks out here to help out. I think we'll probably harvest some of this just to lock that in, because to tell you the truth, that's getting pretty dense. And we got brown hairs and definitely lots of nice sparkling trichomes. So they're looking good. We'll do a little sniff. Yeah, no mold. I don't see any mold on these. Ooh. Ooh. It's got kind of an African, kind of the carrot parsley thing going, but also with lemon and incense. That's really nice. Ah, here's the tiger tail, the furthest along tiger tail. So this is Propagating tiger tail right here. And these are actually looking pretty close. So 3 or 4 days from now, I think we'll actually take some of these, and some of the tops are looking good. So I think we'll get a pretty good, you know, at least capture the essence. And these, nice, just really pleasant. And it's, you know, these tropical plants, a lot of times it's like trying to grow bananas or mangoes in California. It's just, you know, it's not the optimal climate and environment for them, but a lot of times we can, I've seen them, if we didn't get all this rain, if we had 2 more weeks, we'd actually get them like really nice. Anyway, let's head this direction. And I don't know if you want to scan through the garden so you just see. Yeah, we've cleared out a lot. And by the way, this is the first time we're doing this, but we're taking cuts from some of the really, really nice plants, the like really cool phenos of certain varieties. So we actually took cuts. We're going to re-veg them, but some of them are already rooting. So I know we've got a really great Sinaloa, the Iranian vomit. We already got roots on there, so that will vomit once again for y'all, and we're going to make that available. And then we're trying to get in, lock in lamb spread, 2 PCK, Pakistani Shatral Kush, that were phenomenal. And then spacing out on what the other ones are. But anyway, the quesadilla, the cheese quesadilla, Iranian Afghan, and then a super stanky one too. Here we have, this is Metal Haze. So this isn't really a landrace, it's more of an heirloom haze variety. I think I got these from Bodie. I think he did a seed increase on these. So anyway, thanks Bodie. These are, and by the way, these are looking phenomenal. We've already harvested a few of those and they smell great. Super old school hazy. So excited about those. And then I think we'll finish it off with Zambia so these are an African landrace variety, and these are getting pretty close to being ready. Pretty close. So I think in a few days they're going to be all good. Yeah, so we're not talking major. By the way, this is very, very similar to from Malawi, Mulanye from Malawi that we used to grow. It has very similar sort of berries and cream with that whole African carrot thing going on. So anyway, those are looking good. Here's another Zambian. This actually looks very similar to that Mulanye we used to grow and might grow again. This one has a more savory thing going. And then, ooh, these are actually really far along. Actually, let's take a look at this one too. That's got that creamy Mulanye thing. Wow. Ooh, these should be really nice. So, all right, so that's all we got. You know, we've all these empty pots that we've locked in. So we got some really good material. But this garden is really a research and development, pheno hunting, just sort of, you know, you never know till you grow. So just all these exotic, rare, mystery seeds that we acquire over the years, we finally get to grow them out and see what they do. Some of them are absolutely phenomenal. So we've got a bunch of really phenomenal ones from this year. Some are duds. Some people have been asking about the black tiger from Pakistan. It looked beautiful and everything, but I'm telling you, it had zero nose. It kind of smelled like wet grass. So I'm not sure what's up. Maybe the effects will be killer on that. And yeah, so you get, you know, duds. You get things that just pretty impossible to grow in California unless you cross it with something. And then you get just some mind-blowing, phenomenally awesome ones that are already perfection, or you can, you know, make some hybrid crosses with them for super fun F1 crosses and keep working those. So that's kind of what's going on here. So even though you know, there's some apocalyptic chaos, especially from this super crazy rain we've gotten, but yeah, in reality we've learned a whole nother season. We've got a bunch of information and discovered some a whole menu of new amazing plants to work with. And now we're taking cuts because we actually are going to try and make those cuts available from our, you see the dispensary from here in the background? Yeah, that's our dispensary. And yeah, by the way, we've been trying to go live with that and get that going, but because of all this early rain, it's just kind of like throwing our whole schedule. Yeah, it's kind of throwing a monkey wrench and everything. So anyway, we're still trying to, we were going to try and do something next weekend, but it's already saying it's going to rain through next weekend. So anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll keep you posted, but that's what's going down. So peace.